Okay. Now, many of you have got to the stage where you've drawn everything. I know this isn't a particularly nice looking lamp, but it is a lamp. The last thing that we need to do, the final step before this is ready for the laser, is we need to start to change some of the color of the lines. The color of the lines is how we tell the laser what power setting to use for each of our lines. It's the way that we tell the laser to adjust it. So if you imagine that in order to cut through the material, the power has to be set to 100%, then that's fine, okay? But in order to engrave the material or to score the polypropylene, maybe we have to turn the power down to maybe about 50%. So we have to reduce the power in order to not cut all of the way through. And we tell all of that information to the laser through our use of colors. Now, on top of that, there's also a sequence that things should be cut out. For example, the polypropylene that we're using is curved. And if we cut the outline out first, then the lamp will pop up in like a rainbow on the bed of the table. That sounds really nice, but actually it's a big problem. And so we want to cut out the outline last. It's the final thing that we want to do. Before we do that, we want to cut out the shapes on the inside, like anything that's going to be a hole. We want to cut these out first. We want to cut out the holes for the rivets before we do that. And if we've got shapes that we want to be just engraved, we want to get all of those cut out. And once all of those have been cut out accurately, then the last thing we get it to do is to cut out the final outline of the shape. Now that all sounds really complicated, which is why on your template there is something that looks like this. And what this is a miniature lamp with all of the correct colors in place. So if you see, there's a green for the outline, and that tells the computer, that tells the laser that the outlines can be cut last. And what we want is for our outline to be the same color as that. Now the easy way to do it is to select our outline, to go to the eyedropper tool and take a sample from the green line that's there, and watch what happens. If I click on that, you can see down here the colors change, and what it does is it copies and pastes that line color onto the outline. We can do the same thing with our circles, our holes. We can select that, we can go eyedropper tool, and then we can select the one there, and all of the settings that are necessary, the line thickness, the line color, are copied across to that shape. If we have an internal hole, something that's going to be cut out, then what we want to do is we want to go to that star shape, if you can see it on the board, that star shape, and click on it, and then that shape, it looks almost invisible, but it's a yellow color. Okay? And then anything that we want engraved, not cut out, but engraved, we select it, we go up, we choose the eyedropper tool, and we choose the score sample. And you can see that that line will then turn red. So the four colors that are available are black, yellow, green, and red. And the black, yellow, and green will all be cut out, but we can change the sequence that they will be cut out. And the red lines will all be ones that will score.